Hi, my name is Monika Tomczyk and I work at the University of Szczecin. As a University of Szczecin, we are project partners in the Arrival Region project.
Welcomed by the tempting sweet smell of chocolate floating in the air, thanks to the nearby factory of this sweet treat, we begin our conquest of the port city. A city with a stormy past, full of monuments, modernity, multicultural history, omnipresent greenery. A city with a unique character that captivates you from the very first sight. From the water, the view of Chrobry embankment is one of the representative points of the city. From the crown there is a magnificent view of the harbour and embankments. It is here that the largest and most beautiful sailing ships in the world have moored several times already for the tall ships races and the final leg. Water and greenery constitute more than a half of the size of the city, while the proximity to the sea attracts tourists and water sports enthusiasts like a magnet.
So, as every country in the world, we had restriction due to the coronavirus pandemic. And the first restriction was that our borders were closed, fully closed until the 15th of June. So no foreigners could enter the country. The only one who could enter the country was the Poles, but the one who had the work or business reason to come to the Poland. For few first weeks, even them couldn't legally commute between the countries, and it was especially difficult for our region, as we are like mostly for 30 years building the connections with the German side, and we, as I said, we are on the border. So for very many people it was really a question of life and death. Some Polish people who work on the German side, they had to stay there and don't come back home after the work, and some of them, they decided to give up the work and to stay on the Polish side with the families. And of course, in the public spaces, before everywhere, even on the streets, now only in the buses and shops, we need to wear masks. How the COVID influenced my work or the project? Yeah, we had to a little bit slow down with the face-to-face meeting. That's true. You know, like we had to transfer everything online. We didn't have a project meeting that we supposed to have. So, yeah, it influenced the, like, let's say, the regular project life. Yeah, otherwise, you know, like we are more effective, I would say. You know, like all this distraction that we have in the office, talking with the people, you know, like having coffee, traveling, are stopped. So we had full time to concentrate on the issue of the project. So I think that we were more effective. Record that video at the end of June 2020. So right now the situation in Poland is slowly coming back to the normality, but let's say the situation with the COVID is still very difficult. So when you're talking about this curve of a number of the people who are getting sick, unfortunately we are still, like our numbers are still growing. Anyway, so but right now when you look at the streets, you could say that more or less everything is back to normal. So people are on the streets, people are going to the shops, people are back to work. People are not back to school and the university because we have holidays, but our Prime Minister said that from next September and October we will come back to schools too.